Welcome back to session 6 in this series of Living with Purpose. Today, we're going to be speaking about the power of language and how to go about creating your own personal affirmations or mantras. Now, if you know me, one of the things you'll know about me is that I absolutely love affirmations. I live by them. There's not a day that goes by that I don't say affirmations or mantras for that matter. And the way you create your affirmations is so important because you want to use words which inspire and uplift you. Now, I'm sure you've had the experience of being moved by an inspiring speaker, like Martin Luther King. Without a doubt, is one of the best speakers this planet has ever experienced. Barack Obama is an amazing speaker. Don't quite think he's at the level of Martin Luther King. But what made Martin Luther King such an amazing orator? He had the ability to use words and emotion. Both of those are important. He knew how to evoke a feeling in people by using the right words to drive his message home. So words, like everything else, have an energy and a vibration. For example, there's one word that I'd highly recommend that you completely eradicate from your vocabulary. What's that word? It's the word difficult. Because if you think about it, the word difficult has a very negative vibration. The energy of the word difficult goes down. And what's another word which says basically the same thing in a better way? Challenging. Because if you think of the word challenging, the vibrational frequency of the word challenging actually lifts you up. And when I created my product called Sustaining the Magic, which is for my Mind Power graduates, I took the liberty of looking up the meaning of these two words. And I'm paraphrasing right now, but essentially the meaning of the word difficult means needing much energy and effort to overcome, while the meaning of the word challenging is rising to the occasion. So the next time you are faced with a problem, are you going to see it as a difficulty? Oh, this is so difficult. I need so much energy and effort to overcome this problem. Or are you going to see it as a challenge that I'm rising to the occasion? So the point I'm making here is that every single word has an energy and it has a vibration. So how do you go about creating your own particular affirmations? First of all, what is an affirmation? An affirmation is a short, rhythmic, positive statement. I'll say that again. An affirmation is a short, rhythmic, positive statement. And each of those three parts are very essential. An affirmation has got to be short, ideally just a phrase or a sentence. It's got to be rhythmic because there's something about having a rhyme, and it's got to be a positive statement. So it's a short, rhythmic, positive statement, something that you can repeat to yourself over and over and over and over and over and over again in order to program the subconscious mind. So when you create your own affirmations, make sure that they've got a rhythm. Make sure that they've got a rhyme. Now, my biggest challenge is whenever I create a new product like my Living with Purpose affirmation CD, my challenge with that was actually not creating the affirmations, was actually taking them out because I actually had too many affirmations, and I spent a lot of time with my colleagues and my friends saying, which one would you remove? And we had a lot of challenges deciding which one was the right one to remove. So when you create an affirmation, use the power of language and use a rhythm. Most of you will know my number one affirmation: I am brilliant, I am bright, I'm a radiant being of light, I'm an outstanding peak performer, I'm a dynamic life transformer. Now, technically speaking, that affirmation is too long to be an affirmation, but I gave myself the license to call it an affirmation because of the rhythm. It takes a while to learn it. I am brilliant, I am bright, I'm a radiant being of light, I'm an outstanding peak performer, I'm a dynamic life transformer. People often tell me that was the most challenging affirmation to memorize on my personal mastery affirmation CD, but they also say to me it's their most favorite and the kids love it. What makes it effective? The rhythm, the rhyme. How long did it take me to create that affirmation? 2 hours. I was in a very inspired state. I was doing a course in San Diego, and I was in a very, very inspired state. And I decided to create an affirmation which was specifically being created for me, for my life and my purpose. How did I do it? I wrote down all my favorite words on a brainstorm format on a page. And I wrote down all my favorite words. Now, if you think about it, one of my favorite words is awesome. It's not in that affirmation. Why? It didn't fit. In the end, I had to then take out the words that didn't fit, and I created that affirmation. It took me 2 hours, but when I said it, it was like, that's a home run. That's who I am. I am a brilliant, bright, radiant being of light. I am an outstanding peak performer. I'm a dynamic life transformer. So, what are your goals that you've set? We've spoken so far about making sure that you're living a life with purpose. We've spoken about your daily action plans. We've spoken about making sure that your goal is in alignment with your soul. We've spoken about how to go about setting goals and making sure you have your goals before the end of the year and clearly writing them down. We've spoken about SNIOP and being aware of the negative influences of other people. Today, what I'm going to ask you to do is to create an affirmation which is specifically around your goal. Whether it's your goal for this year, find a way to make sure it's got a rhythm and a rhyme so that you can say it over and over again in order to program the subconscious mind. So that's affirmations. What's a mantra? A mantra is basically a series of affirmations that I put together which tell a story. In 2014, I created a mantra which was extremely powerful for me. And the mantra goes as follows. 2014, the new Robin Banks emerges. Deeper, wiser, and even more expansive. Healthier, wealthier, and even more successful. Faster, leaner, and even more toned. Focused, disciplined, and even more determined, creative, inventive, and even more productive. I know what I want, I deserve what I want, I get what I want. I'm a top international speaker, successful throughout this planet. Now, I know it's a mouthful. That's a lot. But can you tell that I have said that mantra over and over and over and over again? I said it every single day during the year of 2014. I'd be running on my treadmill, looking at myself in the mirror while I was running, saying my mantra, looking at my vision board, which was to the left of me, looking at what it is, this is what I'd like to create, this is my purpose, this is what I'm here for, and I was verbalizing it. So putting it all together, you want to have a vision for what it is that you want. You've got your 1-year goals written up there clearly. And now what you're doing is you are creating affirmations, or even better, a mantra based on what? Well, you've written your goals. You say what it is that you want by the end of the year, and you can see them there, and you can create affirmations which become a mantra that you can say to yourself over and over again every day. I said to you in one of these sessions that most people set goals for themselves in the beginning of the year, and then when do they review them again? At the end of the year, they wonder why they don't happen. Can you imagine if you checked in on your goals at least once a month? You'd be 12 times more likely to achieve it. Can you imagine if you choose to check in on it once a week? You'd be 52 times more likely to do that. Can you imagine if you checked in on your goals every single day? You'll just get it done. You'll be hundreds of times more likely to achieve it because you start getting compound interest. How do you check in every single day? You've got a vision board, you've got goals for the end of the year, and you've got affirmations and a mantra that you're saying over and over again in order to ensure that you are living with purpose. And that's what this series is about. You living a life on your terms and knowing what it is that you want. So thank you again for tuning in. Please remember to like the page, share it, and of course, please give us your comments. I'm finding the comments extremely valuable. It helps me in terms of the creation of the next series that we'll be doing next, which is still to come. Thank you again for tuning in. And as always, don't forget to be awesome.